Well, what is going on YouTube? Welcome back to A Therapeutic Edge. It is really nice to have you here today. Hey, do me a favor and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Let's take a look at something new from Alien Knives. Now, Alien Knives, this is a full custom, by the way. Alien Knives is responsible for one of my favorite factory knives. This is the DX2, right? This is a great pocket knife. It is a fantastic user, great slicer. I've heard people make, subtle complaints about the size of the flipper tab, but I don't care because it works exceptionally well and it's very comfortable. I liked it enough that I went out and I got one of his custom versions of the same knife. This is the DX2 full custom. This one is in Nitro V. Full titanium, nice deep carry pocket clip, great ergonomics. This one's running on steel washers, so it takes a little wrist to snap it open, but I love this hollow grind. When you love a knife enough and you discover there's a full custom, you say, yeah, let's do that. Let's set these over to the side for now. And then I have a couple of his MX series knives. This is a lockback design, and I love the blade shape on this. This is high carbon steel. These are all 3D printed, the scales. This is also really just a cool knife. All these are available on his website if you're interested. But recently he started showing pictures of something new he was designing, and that's this. This is the YF-23, named after the fighter. You can even see some of the lines have followed through into the design, and look at this blade. Look at the grind on that. I love a good compound grind. And Luis, my man, you have absolutely killed it with this. The grind is totally even on both sides. It has a really, really robust tip, as you can see, for piercing. And then through here, it is lovely and slicey for push cuts and draw cuts. My man, you have really knocked it out of the park with this knife. It's got a nice, good-sized lanyard space back here for those of you that lanyard. It is a liner lock, and mine's locked up at about probably 8%, but it is firm. There is no wiggle and no rock. Now, this one is, I mentioned on, or maybe I didn't, this is on phosphor bronze. So it's smooth, even if it's not snappy, right? And it may break in over time. The pocket clip is aluminum, I believe. It is a light metal and non-magnetic. And as you can see, it's got great ramp, lots of room in there for thicker jeans. This is a really nice knife. It is entirely handmade. I'm just in love. I really am just in love. I didn't think that a knife was going to come along that I would like as much. Oh, and it comes in this great box with a 3D printed skull bead. And of course you get your KOA card and a really nice case. Let's go ahead and get that out of the way. I didn't think that a knife was going to come along that I was going to love as much as the DX2. But this YF-23 is just excellent. You cannot get to the blade anywhere along the back. All of the milling is done really well. The G10 scales are milled out to have a little bit of style. Right? I'm sorry, I'm rocking the table. This is a superb knife. I will put a link to his website down in the description if you guys are interested, and you should be. He can do all sorts of different blade finishes. The scales come in different colors. Of course, this one is mine, so it's black and silver. It's kind of my thing. I love to watch a maker improve. I love to watch a maker refine their art. Now, as much as I love my custom DX2, and I do, this is a great knife. Because it's on steel, and because it's entirely handmade, there's just some things. For instance, the factory version is just, of course, a little more refined. This one's an S35VN. I still carry the hell out of this thing, because why wouldn't you? I mean, look at it. But this, these are big knives, right? This is a refined, comfortable in the pocket, comfortable in the hand, full custom that is just worth your time. So let's take a look at some specs, and then we'll do some size comparisons. You get 3 inches of cutting on 3¼ inches of CPM 154. The grip area from behind that swell is all the way to the back is 3.5. There's plenty of room even for my big hands. Now my pinky is at the end of it. For most of you, this is going to be a really right-sized knife. Overall length is, we come in at 7 1/4. Yep, 7 1/4. Let's do some size comparisons with knives you may be familiar with. Here it is against the Rat Model 1. And as you can see, it is considerably smaller than the Rat 1, but a lot more interesting. And, you know, you're short only about a 1/4 inch of cutting. Considering how big the Rat is, it's just a lot of handle. What else should we do? Here it is against our old friend, the Bug Out. Now, if you like the Bug Out, the size of the Bug Out, you are really, really going to like the YF-23 here. Right? Very similar in size, although the YF-23 is considerably thicker, but that gives you a better grip. At least it gives me a better grip. And again, I am in love with this cool blade shape. What else do we have on the table? Well, here it is against the full-size Presidio 2. Right. The YF-23 is not a big knife, but it is a well-done pocket knife. Of that, there is no doubt. Oh, here's something that's getting a review from me shortly. Let's put it up against the Mini 940. Look at that. Right? The YF-23 is an excellently sized pocket knife. Really, God, this is a great knife. Anyway, it really is. In the time that I've had it, which has just been a few days, I have pocketed it quite a bit because the size just asks to be pocketed. You don't have to think about, well, am I going somewhere where a big knife's going to be in the way? You know, none of those things have been an issue. And I have cut most of the things that I cut with my knives. You know, some seatbelt material that I have, paracord, cardboard, paper, you name it. And the YF here is just an excellent, excellent cutter. It really, really is. I love the way the pocket code looks on that thing. If you're looking for a custom knife that's not going to cost you an arm and a leg, from a young designer who is really, really starting to find his bearings and his footing, this is absolutely a knife you should look into. And once again, the link for this will be down in the description. Oh, I bumped. You know what? I keep rocking the camera. I'm sorry about that, guys. I'll spend a little more time on this grind. Now, I love the fact that he's left some dark stuff down here on the secondary bevel, and the main bevel, the at cutting edge, is super well done. Now, some of you may say, well, the tip is kind of thick, but it's still very sharp and very slicey, so you can penetrate the materials that you're cutting very easily. And again, handmade, right? Now, there is no milling on the liners. That doesn't seem to matter, right? Because it's a reasonably small knife. It's not that heavy. Let's go ahead and weigh it out, just because that's what we do. Let's see where we land. YF-23 comes in at 3.2 ounces. Now, for 3 inches of cutting and 3 1/4 inches of blade, that is right on the ounce per inch mark. This, as I said, is a great carry. I'm just really impressed. We have been talking about this knife for months, and to finally get one in hand and to have it be this good, it's just really satisfying. It really is. Let's go ahead and use the magic calipers here to see how much of let's try that again, to see how much blade we're getting. Now, it seems like a reasonably thick chunk of CPM 154. It is 3.75 millimeters, which is a really nice edge, nice blade thickness. And again, because it is ground down, a little bit of hollow right here, you know, it's got a very sharp angle, but it still comes to a very nice cutting edge. How thick are we overall? Let's see. We are, without the pocket clip, we are a little over a 1/2 inch thick. And of course, the close profile is coming over just like just shy of 1 1/4 inches on the closed profile. This is really nice. Now, I haven't had it long enough to really put it through its, long-term paces, but I will. And I will come back and let you guys know where it stands. If the durability of the DX2 here is any example, this knife is going to hold up just beautifully over time. But I'll come back and let you know. Looks like these are T10s in the body, which is really nice. And of course, he uses a really interesting pivot. It's a flathead screw on this side and on this side, right? I've never had one come loose on me, but it's good to know that you need a flathead for that. So anyway, there we are. This fantastic little piece of hardware is the Alien Knives YF23 in CPM 154 G10 at steel liners. It is a liner lock. It has an excellent lanyard hole, if you lanyard. I don't, but if you do, this is really set up well to do it. It is a great carry from a great designer, and I hope you guys will give it the attention it deserves. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions about this or any of my knives, feel free to ask down in the comments. We'll see you next time.